Okay, so this is part 2 of slopes. I decided to go with a double paper wide format since that's what's recording in and we're wasting less space to be able to see a more natural looking 2-point perspective box build. So I will draw the horizon line, 2 vanishing points, and a box above the horizon line and a box below the horizon line to kind of show you where slope vanishing points should be located. All right, I'll go to there. Okay, so now I have a box here and a box here. To make things a little bit more simple, I'm going to erase part of these lines so that you can see the shapes a little bit better for what I'm looking at and what we're drawing. So we will be looking in the bottom or the under part of this as if the box was open underneath here, and we'll be looking down into this box as if it was open here. So I'll just erase these lines so that it makes more sense for you. The question is, how do you know where to create slopes, whether they're below the vanishing point or above the vanishing point? And again, how I described it before, it depends on where the slope is. If the slope is facing you, the viewer, the major wide part is facing you, then it's always going to be going above the horizon line. If the slope feels like it's going away from you, like down, so you can't really see the slope, then the slope is going to be going below the horizon lines and below the vanishing points. So I will just shoot a simple little demonstration for you just to kind of show you the difference. We'll start off with this side, and we will have the box opened up, almost like you can see the top part of the flap. So I know that the edge of the flap that is closest to me will be the open part. So that will be wider and it will get more narrow. So I now know that it needs to go above this vanishing point and above the horizon line. So I'll just indicate a nice little mark right there and draw it. Okay, so I've created this open box section right here, and it's sloped. Do you see how it's folded open a little bit more? Here's the bottom and the front face of it. So I now know that that slope goes up to the top. It looks right, it makes sense. What about this side? If I want to make this side open a little bit, let's have it opened up a little bit more extreme, so it looks like it's folded almost all the way open as opposed to just halfway open. If I want it to be really sloped, then I need to put my special vanishing point way up high. So I'm going to throw it off of the view so you can't really see it, but it will be directly above this vanishing point. Okay, so now I have this guy that is sloped even more than this guy. And the line is going way up over here, just like that. So that is more open. What if I want the box to be folded in? So it is almost like I pulled the box open a little bit, but it's not open all the way. Then where do I put the special vanishing point for that slope? And it depends on which side you're actually looking at. If the fold of the box is inside the box, I know it's closer to me, so the view of that part is going to be closer. Now, is this angle of this inside of the box the same angle as this outside? If it is, I can use the same special vanishing point. If it's at a different angle, then I need to create a different vanishing point. So let's put another vanishing point on the page, well, another special vanishing point on the page, and I will draw the inside of it. Now, how do I know, why doesn't it go down and to the right if it's that way? If it goes down and to the right, it will actually be more narrow towards the viewer, and that will be incorrect. So wider towards the viewer, more narrow away from the viewer. So I'll just show you how to do it from here. Okay, so now we have this fold that's open. This I just didn't finish off, but it looks like that. So if you erase that, you can see that it's folded into the box as opposed to out of the box now. So I'll erase some of these little shapes so that you can see it a little bit better. Okay, now let's have this edge of the box open and away from the viewer. So it will be open but folded down, kind of like this one, just on this back plane. So if that's true, then my slope will actually go down and to the right. If it goes down and to the left, that really doesn't make sense because the angles have to be relatively close to the same as the angles here. But because it's going away from the viewer, instead of starting by the viewer and going away, this is going away from the viewer and slope down, so I don't see the face of that slope. I know that it goes below the vanishing point. So I'll show you that. Let's put it right about there. Okay, amazingly enough, I put the slope right at the same angle as this vanishing point. So it looks like it's just completely flat and sitting there because it's at the same level. So if I were to make it a lot lower, then that slope would change and I would have the backside of the slope, but it's at the same angle. So we'll just leave that box the way it is, but now you can kind of see how it's going. I will just hurry and quickly develop the flaps on this since you've already known how to do the flaps there, but the rules are generally the same. Okay, so you might be thinking, okay, he drew most of these vanishing points underneath the horizon line. Why is that? They seem to be facing it, and it's because they're above the horizon line. So if you are drawing slopes that are below the horizon line, they go above the horizon line if the slope is facing you. If it's above the horizon line and the slopes are facing you and they're going away, then the special vanishing points go below the horizon line. So unless they're going away. If they're going away, then they stay below, or if they are, in this box's case, if they were to be going, folding back further, it would be going above also. So play around with it. It takes a while to understand this concept and be able to apply it, so have fun. Experiment, learn, and grow. If it doesn't look right, then it isn't right. So you need to reevaluate. The nice thing is it's really simple. You have two vanishing points that all the lines go to. Then your slope goes to one of the special vanishing points and all your vertical lines stay completely vertical. So that is two-point perspective in its entirety. You can build and cut out shapes and do whatever you want. Find curves, half curves, moons, squares, rectangles, build on them, subtract from them, whatever you want. Hope you enjoyed it and learned a lot. Let me know if you have any questions.